Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kale here with Myra and Comeback Sandy today as our special guest. So yeah, we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. I guess just to kick it off, Sandy, how did you get started in music, or like how long have you been doing that? Because I know that's probably what we're going to talk about a lot today. Sure. But when did you discover that that was your path? I know you mentioned something just before we started filming. When you were in college, you kind of realized like, oh, I'm supposed to be a musical artist. But could you tell us more about that path?
Yeah, sure. So the first time I ever, I guess, rapped was in the 7th grade.
Okay.
I was 13 years old. I made up my first little song when I was probably 12 years old.
Nice.
I had done the talent show every single year leading up until I was a 7th grader. I was like, I should do something different because I had danced my whole life.
Okay.
I should do something different. So I wrote a little song, and it was a holiday rap. So it was like all your favorite Christmas and holiday stories, and I just rapped about them.
Nice.
But I forgot the lyrics about 2/3 of the way through the song.
Oh.
And everyone starts like doing, like, I was so scared. I was this little like 13-year-old, like in the whole middle school.
Damn. This is in Kearney?
Yes, this is in Kearney.
Okay.
The whole middle school just starts doing like the slow clap. And I could not remember the lyrics. And finally, like, I remembered them, but I was so embarrassed that I wanted to go home that day.
Oh,
I asked
man.
my teacher if I could go home, but they wouldn't let me. But then I decided I needed to redeem myself.
Yeah.
And I met up with a couple of friends, and we all did a little act together. And I was able to get through it, and it was way more successful than the first one because I had to prove that I could do it. And then from then on, I just did an act. I made up a new song each talent show or each show that we had.
And that was like a yearly thing?
It was usually twice a year we did something.
Cool.
So I usually did it twice a year. So that's kind of where I got started because I loved poetry growing up. In elementary school, I would always write poems, and I just loved playing with words. And,
you have any favorite poets?
You know, I guess I'm not as into poetry, but I always just remember Shel Silverstein.
I was gonna say Shel
That's kind of like who I grew up reading. But honestly, I'm not that knowledgeable about poetry. I just knew that I liked writing it.
Yeah, you like the way the words sounded.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And so, fast forward, you go to college, and then what happened there?
So I thought I was going to be a doctor. I actually just did an Instagram post about it today. Yeah. So it's funny that we were just talking about this. Thought I was going to be a doctor. I kept writing. My sophomore year, I shared it with some friends, and they were like, we like this. Like, this is kind of cool. Like, maybe you should do this. So I just was encouraged by them to continue to write. And I really didn't do a lot with it. Those next 2 years, I was being wild and crazy and just like finding myself.
Yep.
And then my senior year, it was just like I had a moment of like, I need to do something with this. Like, I need to change my life and just become a better person. And so I just posted on my door a sign that said, I am Comeback Sandy.
Nice.
I couldn't,
Wait, on your dorm door?
So I lived in a house at this point. This is my senior year.
Yeah, okay.
And so we were able to live off campus.
And so why Comeback Sandy?
So it means come back to my deeper self, because I feel like I had strayed away from that. And come back to the present moment.
Very nice.
So that's kind of where it comes from. A lot of people think it's like one word, like comeback Sandy, which I guess you could kind of think of it like that too.
It's a comeback.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't call it a comeback.
I mean, you could think of it like that, but it is just 3 words, Comeback Sandy.
Okay.
So I posted that on my door, and I started to believe it. And then I moved to Omaha.
Yeah.
Started to perform at the open mics and got a lot of encouragement. And I've gotten encouragement in different places too. And I just started to believe in myself over time.
How long have you been in Omaha?
I've been in Omaha for 2.5 years now.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
I moved, I think it's almost 3 years. It's getting close to 3 years, actually.
Gotcha.
And who was like the first artist from Omaha that you collaborated with?
The first artist I collaborated with, well, Ooh, that's a great question. The first person I like sat down and probably like dinked around with, not seriously. I met Jocelyn at an open mic.
Oh, she plays guitar, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Plays
she's
guitar
super,
and sings.
super talented.
And she plays piano a little bit too. I met her at an open mic and we just instantly were like, yes.
Nice.
That's awesome. Because it was cool because our styles are so different. But I think she was probably the first person I even really performed for in Omaha.
Yeah.
Because we walked outside and she started playing and she's like, okay, go. So I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I think it was her.
That is awesome.
That's cool. I kind of forgot about that. So
I ran into her at it was Culture House. It was like their grand opening. I think she was playing.
Nice.
Yeah, she played a little of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah. And I met you at Culture House too, so that's pretty funny.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
What other places
cool.
besides Culture House do you go to perform?
The Down Under for sure. Shout out to Allie Peeler. Open mic Wednesday nights.
Oh.
Down Under. I've been over to Hardy Coffee. They have that open mic. I think I've only done that one a couple of times, but I've gone and watched a few times too. They have one at Broke Down Palace. Palace.
Okay.
It's a cool place.
Yeah.
So they do open mics.
That sounds cool.
Randall Gruber runs that one.
Okay.
So done that one. And then I've played at other places for different people, like the B Bar. So just like different bars. Some of the bars in Benson too. I've gotten to do Reverb Lounge. That was cool. Got to open up for J. Crumb there. That was awesome. So yeah, and then just like other small bars and locations like that.
Yeah.
Got to do Outer Spaces, a show at Outer Spaces.
Oh yeah.
I performed at Culture
Haven't been down
House
there yet.
for their open mic.
Shout out
I
Marcy
think
Yates.
Maybe you said Culture House
Yeah.
at first. I don't remember. So yeah, those are some of the places I've gotten to be around town.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been down to open mic at Culture House as well. What did you think, Myra?
Of like just
What did
the
you
vibe.
think of the vibe? Yeah.
It's great, honestly. It's
Right.
really, I think people are, I'm learning how to play the ukulele. So I saw that you have a ukulele too. And I was like, I feel like I would be like have so much support if I went, even if I had like one song, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
going there, it just feels like super home-like, family-like. It's just everyone encourages it, everyone, no judgment.
Right.
It's really
I
cool.
think that is super impressive about that place is just like anybody can get up on stage and people are going to like pay attention to them and listen to them. So it's been nice.
Yeah, that's why our music community is so special,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we do encourage each other and we truly do want to see each other succeed.
Yeah.
And you can just feel it from everybody. We just want to be up there doing our thing, and people support it. They go out to watch, and I've heard of open mics in other places where you like get booed and people are like rude, which is fine, whatever. It's like if you want to put yourself in that kind of environment, but like when you're getting up there with a new song, having to express your inner soul to people, like
Yeah.
you don't
And
want
get the lyrics right.
yeah, right.
There's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want someone to be like, this sucks. Because you know what? That's not cool. Like, we need to encourage each other. And that's what the open mics, I think, in Omaha do.
And I think it just creates an opportunity for like creating a good, healthy like conversation. Like, hey, I really like that. Like, have you thought about this? And then like feeding off of each other, constructive criticism, versus just like pushing each other down or, some of those negative environments.
Exactly. I've seen artists do that too. They're like, hey, this is really cool. Maybe you could try doing this next time. Oh, I know someone who would sound really good with you. Maybe they could play while you sing, like stuff like that.
That's something we've kind of liked about this podcast too, is we have different people on and sometimes we see those connections where it's like, well, you could probably work with this person and that would be dope. So
yeah,
it's been
and in
kinda nice
any
for
sense,
us.
I mean, we've talked to people who are like acrylic painters or who paint or draw or whatever, and like you never know who you could meet, like, and just create something new and something cool, like for maybe cover art or anything like that. So
Yeah. I did want to call back to something you said earlier about, so like when you first performed and you bombed, essentially. I've bombed before. Like it didn't really happen to me until I got to college. Like in high school and stuff, because I did lots of plays and like musicals and stuff like that. I would like have my lyrics down and everything, and it's almost like the pressure of being in front of a crowd would always make me like do really well. Like having that stress, I would always do just extraordinarily well. Then I got to college and like I wasn't focusing as much on that stuff, and so I totally bombed and like know how that feels, and it's like one of the most terrifying feelings. So like I think that's huge, just being able to bounce back from that and just be like, nah, I don't care. Like, I messed that up that one time, but like, I'm going to do even better this time or whatever.
And it can be pretty discouraging. So like the fact that happen to you at such a young age and you're still here, like still grinding, that's awesome. It says a lot about like your mentality about what you do. So
thank you.
Great.
Yeah, I think my mom kind of instilled resilience within me. You know, when the going gets tough, the tough get going is what she always says. And I've always remembered that. So yeah, it was hard to get back up there and try it again. But when you got even just like one person to support you, even if that's yourself, and there's somebody encouraging you, like that's all you really need. Yeah, is like one person, that voice the voice in the back of your head saying like, you can do this, like keep going, try again, get up. So that it takes practice though. It's like I go in and out of being good at that. Sometimes I get down on myself.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, so it's hard. But.
So I want to talk a little bit about your lyrics. A lot of them are very like deep and insightful. And I just want to know like what draws like where does your inspiration come from? Like where do you draw inspiration from? I guess.
Yeah. I draw it from experience for sure. So, just things that I've gone through. I really love psychology, which I studied. I love philosophy. I took some philosophy in school.
I love philosophy.
Me too.
Yeah, so it's like I'll listen to philosophers speak on YouTube and I'll get an idea and then I'll write a whole song about it.
That's awesome.
From my friends' experiences too. It's not always mine or something I might see on the news. Yeah. So sometimes I write about society and how I feel about it and like where I feel like my place kind of is within that. And then a lot of it's just drawn from the soul, I guess is what it is. Yeah. Just a place of like,
you're coming back.
I don't even know how to say it. It's just like a deep place.
It's like a spiritual place.
Well, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
And how about like your like music inspirations? You like other artists?
Sure. Kid Cudi. I always have to say Kid Cudi. I love Adele.
Man, Kid Cudi and Adele. That is an interesting mix. My soul.
Yeah, and I like.
But she does get like super deep and
she gets deep in that sense. In like relationships and love, which I also write about, which you'll get to hear.
I remember listening to the first song I heard that you did was more. I don't know what it's called. Maybe like called Lucy or something.
Oh, yep.
I love that song.
You performed that one. At the open mic that I went to.
Lucy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is a good one.
Yeah, so I do talk about love, especially what I've been writing now over the past several months. There's a lot of love songs. Oh. So I have a lot of them. It's just they're yet to be released, but they are. They will be here soon.
And I know I asked you this before, but could you describe again like what you would say like your style is or your...
I would say like this project, Comeback Sandy, is probably alternative hip hop. That's probably the best way I would describe it. But the music I'm making now, I would say blues, pop. I'm trying to implement a little bit of folk into it. It's got a rock vibe sometimes. Because I like Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. I like Stevie Nicks, who kind of has that a little bit of rock in there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, So those are some of the people I look up to, I guess.
That's awesome. That's just such a mix. Like just everybody that you've named so far has been like.
Yeah, I love EDM.
Okay.
Too.
Hell yeah.
So it's like I love EDM so much.
There's been you know Porter Robinson at all?
I don't think so.
No. You should listen to him.
Okay.
You'd probably be into his stuff.
Probably.
Yeah, he's got a lot of like really melancholy, like kind of, I guess it's EDM. He's gotten a lot more poppy recently, but
Okay.
yeah. Or Madeon. Have you ever heard of him? Ah,
Send them to me.
yeah, I will for
I'm
sure.
always down to listen to new artists.
Oh yeah, I think you'll dig it. Well, and it's not like your typical like, regular beat EDM, but kind of like more melodic, really beautiful stuff, really meaningful lyrics. So
I like that. It's
Hell
like Avicii kind of that stuff.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I was
Avicii's
inspired to
great.
produce an EDM song
Yeah.
because I was inspired by because I watched his documentary
Oh yeah.
and then I created a
Which documentary?
Man, Avicii.
yeah, it's the Avicii documentary. I don't know
Yeah.
what
Do you know about him?
the documentary's
I haven't
called,
seen it.
but it's on I think Netflix.
Okay.
It's good. It's a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, rest his soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
But yeah, he's just amazing at putting together melodies and
Definitely.
overlaying them in a way that just like makes you wanna like it just makes you feel something.
You a Mac fan? Mac Miller?
Yeah, definitely. I was never a huge fan. I'm not gonna be like I was
Yeah.
but yeah, a lot of respect for Mac
Yeah.
Miller for sure. A lot
I
of
liked his
respect.
lyrics a lot.
Me too. I feel like he put it out there.
Definitely.
He put out there what he was feeling, and I think that's so important. A lot of people could relate to that, and that's why he had that strong fan base that he had for years and years. So
Still has, yeah.
yeah. Rest his soul too.
Yeah, definitely. Two amazing artists.
That's right.
I know Avicii, I think when he passed away too, had like hundreds of tracks. And I'm sure like just being a producer and like even just having what I have that's not really published, like I can't imagine how much music some of these really popular and very successful artists, like how much music they had. Him and then like Mac, Mac had his new album that came out.
Yep. It's great.
I thought it was good. I didn't like it as much as what was the last one, Swimming? Was that what I think that's what it was called? His last one before he died. That's a freaking good album. Yeah, it's really sad, especially in hindsight. With him, for sure.
Yeah, it's always such a bummer when we have our influences pass.
Yeah,
Because they're the people that we look up to and,
Yeah.
and the people that kind of guide us, in those times and
Yeah.
that we relate to. So it's always hard to lose those influences. But it's very cool that their spirit and memory lives on through their music.
That's
and
true.
it's still going,
Yeah.
like he's got that album out.
And
like,
yeah,
it's
I always
amazing.
just hope that that's the message that is like continued to pass, because kids who look up to these artists, will know what they did, and know that they struggled mentally. And if those kids are struggling too, they might, you know what I mean? But I think the bigger message is like seek help and find opportunities to express yourself,
right.
honestly.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah,
And when someone's calling out, help them,
And just be a good person, be
Yeah.
kind.
Yep, be kind. Yeah. Think about others and maybe try to see things from their perspective every once in a while.
Yeah. And so, okay, as a psychology major, what do you think can be done? Like, let's just talk in our community in Omaha to promote like healthy mental awareness. What do you think should be done?
Yeah, I really think mindfulness practice, and I think it truly starts with our teachers. I think that if teachers were required to go through mindfulness studies, so like things like meditation and just being emotionally intelligent, things like that, I think that would be the first step, and then also like implementing it in schools. Them from like I saw something and I think this is I draw a lot of what I know from everything else. Like this is not original stuff. I'm always just like
you're observing.
Observing and understanding and like connecting the pieces. But they were like this thing on Facebook said they instead of sending their kids to detention, they had them meditate and they saw amazing results. It's things like that,
I heard that.
Something,
I definitely heard that same thing.
and there's lots of studies that show that meditation works and it helps.
Yeah.
It helps people. but there's so many things that you can do to be more mentally healthy, and it's like physically healthy, everything, emotionally healthy.
It all connects. Yeah.
It all connects. So I think there's so many things that can be done, but it starts with the individual. But how does it start with an individual if their parents didn't teach them how to do it?
Right.
So we got to teach them how to do it. You know, and it takes the people who went through it on their own and had to figure it out themselves to be like, I want to give this back to the children. So then they can teach their children. Yeah. You know, so
I think in a lot of that is like voting for people who are going to invest in these types of activities.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Yeah. And this type of, I don't know, we all need it. We all need that nourishment and just something simple like starting every school day with like meditation.
Yeah.
So 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. That's all you need. It's 5-10 minutes. And then just somebody who knows how to take somebody through that. Easy.
Yeah.
Couldn't hurt a thing, I don't think.
Right.
No. Yeah.
So
I'd say it as only being a good thing. Yeah, I think meditation is huge. I think, you know, probably people having open minds to a lot of these things, to like want to try them. You know, like if you go to, because I think also connection between parents and their children to like growing up, I think that's huge. I think in the society we live in, too often we're very fast paced, we're very individualized to the point of like, this whole life is about me, right? And I'm the main character. And so everybody around me should, you know, act accordingly. But that's just, I mean, that's how, if everybody thinks that way, then we're not really ever going to get anywhere because we're all just struggling alone in the dark. Yeah. So yeah, definitely like being more open-minded, I think, to helping your kids to things like meditation in schools and stuff like that. And then helping people, like you said, Sandy. Yeah,
being a good listener, huge. Like it's simple things, you know.
Very small things, super small things that you can do every day to become mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually healthy.
Well, and I remember hearing something about addiction in that people who are more disconnected from society are more susceptible to addiction.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, I think that, and that could be as simple, that doesn't need to necessarily be like hard drugs or anything like that. Like that could just be your like social media obsession. Yeah. You're like, man, life sucks. So I'm just going to stare at my phone for a while because, you know, I get to see some place across the world or whatever, and it makes me feel a little better. Yeah. So having that connection in person.
Yeah, I think so too. That's the crazy thing about social media, and it's like brings us together but can tear us apart at the same time. But that's any extreme. So it's about finding that balance with knowing how to use it and how much to use it.
And how have you been able to use it with like your work? And
so I have like this weird, like I'm getting better, but I have a weird fear of social media. I'm getting better at it though.
That's good.
I use it to show people my experience, and that's what I've like gotten, or that's what I understand more and more now, thanks to Gary Vee. I think he's a pretty cool dude.
Gary Vee,
pretty cool dude.
Pretty inspirational.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, just post things that I believe in, and whether it's something encouraging, like sometimes on my stories, you know, just say like, keep going, you can do it, you know, because I truly believe that. Or I'll just say a stupid story about my life, and you know, because I just
someone might be able to relate.
Right. That's all it is about. It's about others relating and us coming together. Yeah, that's all it's about really for me, is just making sure people don't feel alone, because they're not. You know, there's somebody out there to help. And so I just like to be a little reminder, and it helps on social media, just a little reminder, like, hey. Yeah. Like, it's okay. It's going to be okay. You keep going. You're going to make it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who might want to, like, be able to post things like that, but feel like no one's going to look at it. I didn't get enough likes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's the thing. That's the part I used to be so afraid of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't post because I'm like, I don't know if people are going to like this. Yeah. They're going to think I'm weird or what. Yeah. But I am weird. So the weirdos are going to like it. Yeah. The people who need to see it are going to see it. And that's what's most important. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Haters, whatever.
They're going to be there.
They're going to be there. And that means you're probably doing your job, because riling them up, you know?
Yeah.
So.
That's like, if you build it, they will come type of thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, like whatever you put out in the world, you're going to attract those type of people.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and it's not like you're ever going to have all 7 or 8 billion people. I think it's getting closer to 8. Like you and your page, you know, that's just not realistic. It's not going to happen.
No, they don't even all have Instagram.
Exactly, like not everyone in the world even has like you know,
a phone.
A smartphone. So it's just like put yourself out to the people who are like you, and or the people who you know who want to be like you, who
appreciate you.
Yeah, who want to have that extra encouragement. And yeah, I think that's super important to remember. I still have to work on it a lot. Sometimes I get scared to post things still. So I'm still working.
You just got to do it.
Yep.
Do something that scares you every day.
Yes.
Post something on social media.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's something like I posted something recently. It was just like a drawing that I've been working on. And my dad texted me. He's like, what is that? I was like, I don't know. I just felt like making this.
Yeah.
So I thought, I think putting yourself out there too, like you're being honest and you're being authentic.
And with that, like sometimes the people we love or family or closest friends are the ones that we feel like the judgment the hardest from.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
Because sometimes that's just part of like the resistance of growing. It's like people, they want to see you happy, but they don't want to see you sad if you fail, you know what I mean?
Well, they don't want to see you change too much.
Exactly. And so if you never really take that leap, if you're being held back.
Yeah, that's
true.
I'm nervous because I'm putting this album out in a couple of months here, month and a half. There's some things on there that like some of my family members are gonna be shocked, but I don't. You know, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that's okay. I know deep down they're always going to love me, and I got my support system. So, not that it doesn't matter because I love all of my family a lot, but I got the people that I know are gonna back me up no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what's most important, those people.
Yeah, that is true. It is really good to have those people in your life.
It is.
For sure.
One thing Tyler and I, my band member, we talk about seek first to understand and then to be understood.
Yeah, I like that.
That's great.
So, and that's, I don't know where that's from.
That's like listening over.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Yeah.
Yeah, listen first and then
talk.
And then talk after.
That's great.
So that's something that we're continuing working on. I feel like even like small interactions like this, it's like, this is really cool because now when we see each other like out and about, I feel like I've learned more about you too, and I'm like, okay, like this is cool. Like I feel like just making small communities everywhere, and I feel like you two are doing that by bringing people in.
Yeah, that's
and then broadcasting.
We're doing our best.
Yeah, we're doing our best.
That's what you just said. Is like every time I see Augie Kid. Dalamar. Every time I see Dalamar, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. Like, it doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm just like, I know this is going to be good because there's Dalamar, and I fucking love Dalamar.
Me too.
So, yeah.
Kid. Yeah. He's super awesome.
I think the goal is to just have an energy that you carry like him, that people are just like, he's a great person to be around.
Right.
You know?
Like, I feel comfortable and safe.
Yeah.
I can just be myself.
Yeah.
I don't gotta put on too much of a show. I think we're always kind of putting on a little bit of a show.
It's true. It's true.
But that's what we do as humans.
Yeah. And it's entertaining. But
Right. So you can be more of yourself around people like Dalamar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, I love these collaborative opportunities because it's like I can put this out and then also like that's like, you know, then people are going to see your stuff and then click on your thing and then be like, oh, what's this all about?
Who's Sandy?
And that's why it's just such like a win-win.
Yeah.
It is.
Podcasts and interviews and things like that are like super awesome. And it's cool that people in our community are doing them.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it a lot.
Of course. Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
That feels good.
Yeah,
it made
this
me
is
feel good.
super cool. Like this made my day. So
You made our day.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
So I guess one last question for you, Sandy. What do you have on the horizon? What do you have coming out?
Yeah. So I have the new album. It's called For Example, on all major platforms. So please check that out. I'm going to have little download cards too. So if you'd like a download card, I can get that to you. I can mail it to you. I can do whatever you want. So you can have a little souvenir. Nice. But I'm working with 15. There are 15 other artists on the project. Wow. Most from Omaha or out of Omaha. There's one in New York. So we're super excited to get to share this with you finally.
That's dope.
We're really looking forward to it.
Link in the bio.
Yeah, check that out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. It was honestly really good.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to shout out the Legal Immigration Center of Omaha for letting us use their space to collaborate with Sandy today. So thanks.
Shout out Jorge.
Shout out Jorge.